Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome everybody. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome everybody. Welcome. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Chu-Chu, and today we have a very interesting topic. Um, I'm sorry the show started kind of late. I was in these Instagram streets trying to explain to a couple of my loyal followers the importance of ownership, how to use personal credit to fund your business life, and how to eventually transition into the use of business credit to consolidate and build everlasting wealth. Okay, so that's what we're doing on that side of the street. So, what is the topic for today? Well, I'm glad you asked. You clearly see it over there. It says, "How do you know your style is at the bottom?" Right? How do you know your style, your way of life, the way you do things? How do you know it's at the bottom? Right? Well, it's very simple, right? So when you walk through the streets, right, or you look at any nation in the world, let's start with the streets. When you see the guys, dressed in some of these funny outfits, most of the time, what comes to mind is you don't see someone that. One second, let me wipe this screen. I want you guys to see me very clear. Give me a second. When you see some of these guys walking through the streets with their pants sagging, hoodies on, cap tilted to the side, what comes to your mind? I don't think you look at these guys and you say, "Oh man, there goes a responsible citizen right there. This is the kind of guy I want to be." That's not what goes through your mind. What goes through your mind is, wow, especially if you're a responsible, respectable citizen, someone that doesn't want to be stuck in the bottom. At some point in life, you want to go to the top of society. The first thing that you notice is that these people are branded misfits, right? The way you dress, you're branded as a misfit. Society brands you a misfit. You know, just think about like when people see all those guys wearing all those Echo Unlimited, hoodies these days. People kind of know you're up to no good. That's why you shouldn't wear those things. So that's how you know that you're at the bottom. You're branded a misfit. Old white lady sees you and she clinches onto her purse. All right? The white man sees you, he's looking and looking at his Rolex and putting his hands in his pocket to make sure that his Rolex is safe around you. Okay? The black lady that's a banker is over there holding onto her purse, keeping her purse in front of her to make sure that she doesn't come up short. Right? The black kid that works at the bank that just, basically, bought his first briefcase and is looking very expensive is basically putting his briefcase on front of him to make sure that this person does not snatch it, this rogue agent does not snatch it and run away, right? So those are some of the problems involved, and when you're involved in situations like this, when people see you and act this certain way, that tells you right away that the way you're styling, you are at the bottom of society. Another way to tell that you are styling at the bottom of society is that you never get compliments from respectable people. When you walk through this, like let me give you an example today. When I was in the grocery store, this gentleman that I think he's trying to lose weight, you can tell he has a good job because he has sizable amount of grocery. He's dressed nice, but he's overweight. He's like, "Oh man, you smell really good." Like you have you going on a date or something like that. I was like, "No, this is just a day in the life." You understand? You never get compliment from respectable people in society. That's how you know that you're styling at the bottom of society. When you're a man and you dress like a man, People at the top of society recognize you. They might not take you into their circle and say, hey, come hang with us, but they will recognize you. They'll be like, oh, those are some nice glasses. Oh, you smell good. Oh, that's a nice suit. That's a nice shirt you have. Oh, nice watch. They all notice something good about you. That's how you know you're not styling at the bottom of society. When nobody compliments you, when nobody that is respectable, a man in a suit, a man jumping out of a Ferrari, saying something positive about you, you're at the bottom of society. You're styling at the bottom. Whatever it is that you have on, you need to throw it away. Another way to know that you're styling at the bottom of society is that you do not command attention of valuable people. You've ever said hi to a girl and she didn't say hi back? You ever said good morning to somebody that looks good, like a woman that you would like for her to give you some of her attention and she didn't say a word back? That means you're styling at the bottom of society, especially if you're not dressed appropriately. Everywhere I go these days, I say hello to young people. Pay me attention. Girls try to say hello to me. Girls try to get my attention. That's why you should be very mindful of how you wear your hair, how you wear your beard, having a good skincare routine. Okay, having some nice pair of frames on your eyes, smelling good, having some good clean footwear. You don't have to be expensive. You don't have to spend a lot of money to have any of this stuff. You can get all this from a thrift store, but it's just how you handle yourself. Because when people see you, they have to ask themselves, man, this guy takes good care of him. People want to be in your life because they know if they're in your life, you will take care of them as equally, as good. Another way to know you're standing at the bottom of society, right? You never get choosing signals from well-mannered women. The only people you get choosing signals from is like that, like all these women that involved in sedentary lifestyles. They're overweight, they're fat, they have tattoos all over their skin, they have bull rings, they've over sexualized. They wear all this orange, yellow, blue color of hair and stuff like that. These are the kind of people that will give you attention when you're styling at the bottom of society. And what do I mean styling at the bottom of society? You're sagging your pants. You're wearing outfits that are not for men. You have your head cut to the side. You're looking like the average criminal. Like the way you're dressed is associated with things that people don't want to be associated with. That's why she's not going to give you that choosing signal. She's not going to look at you and say, oh, hey, how are you doing? Hey, can you help me open this? She's not going to do that because the way you're styling does not speak well and does not make her want to be associated with a citizen like yourself. Another way to know that you're styling at the bottom of society is you're just like everybody at the bottom of the society, you're rushing you're rushing towards overpriced brand name products. You see one of those guys at the club, they have a big shirt. It says Balenciaga on it, Versace. How many presidents of how many countries have you seen wearing a shirt that says the name brand of the shirt right across the chest? And most of these guys that run countries are very wealthy, very rich. Let's take the president of the United States. Every time you see him, he's always well dressed in a suit. His hair well taken care of, he's well shaved, shoes well polished, suit in place, nice knot for his tie. This is how men dress. Gentlemen, I want you guys to stop emulating people at the bottom of society. There's something wrong dressing like a bum. Something is wrong with it. That's why you're not getting the outcome you want. Men dress for outcome, women dress to look good. In the modern society now, men dress to look good. They dress because they want to be sexy. That's not what men do. Men dress for outcome. What outcome do you want? Do you want to attract women? Do you want to attract money? Do you want to attract business partners? You dress accordingly. That's all it takes. Another point that shows you that you're starting at the bottom is that everyone is wearing or has access to the same outfit as you. Are you standing in line for some Yeezys? You're standing at the bottom of society. The new Jordans are coming out. You're in line. You're standing at the bottom of society. That new Supreme shirt, you must get it. You're standing at the bottom of society. You see, people that stand at the top of society don't have time for these things. right? They have a uniform already set. They have their shirts, they have their sports coats, they have their jackets, they have their pants, they have their shoes, their monk strap, they have their loafers, they have everything all lined up. They don't feel the need to ever be in a streetwear because they will never ever be doing any kind of street stuff. That's not what they're aiming for. They're aiming for something higher than the street. That's why they don't feel the need to announce the kind of piece of clothing they have. They don't need that. They're heading for gold. They're not heading for the bottom. They're heading for the top, right? That's how you know you're starting at the bottom. You are just like everyone else. You're wearing the same piece of clothing that every Dick and Harry has access to. That's how you know you're starting at the bottom of society. How else do you know you're starting at the bottom of society? Furthermore, to tell you, is that you are pursuing the current trend. Tell me one year that a new style of dressing has come out and you saw someone in the Senate, the President of the United States, you saw somebody in Congress try to pursue that trend. When have you seen the new Yeezys or Balmain come out and you saw a member of Congress, a governor, a senator, somebody, a president of a country trying to rock that trend? It's for kids, it's for boys, it's not for men. Men don't pursue trends. Men are trendsetters. The trend is already set, right? Suits are uniform of men. Whether you're operating at the street level, you're flipping packs, you're doing whatever you're doing. If you look back in the day, I think most of these street boys they've gone soft. Because back in the day, even people like Al Capone, they wore a suit. They were very invested in how they look, how they appear, how society saw them. They wanted you to have a positive image of them. They wanted a positive connotation attached to their name. They wanted some respect put on their name. They were some grown ass men, 50-something-year-old, walking around with their pants hanging off their butt, their behind. They're not those kind of men. They weren't wearing overpriced shirts, overpriced t-shirts, overpriced hoodies and stuff like that. They kept it respectable. They walked around wearing the uniform of men. How do you know you're starting at the bottom? You're always pursuing trends. You're not a trendsetter, or you don't have a set uniform of how you are. You don't have a standard for yourself. Your standard is set by other people. That's how you know you're starting at the bottom. How else do you know you're starting at the bottom? Only non-respectable people check you out. What do I mean by this? Only non-respectable people check you out, right? Have you ever seen one of those guys that have their pants sagging off their butt, up their behind, and then their boxes or underwear showing, and then they have their t-shirt hanging up the top of their back, and then they're talking on their cell phone, their dreadlocks is hanging down, and then they have one of some overpriced sneaker from Balenciaga for $600 or $1,000, and then they're walking through the mall, and then you see those girls with the orange green hair or lime green or blonde or something like that, checking him out and like, oh, I like him. If you are in business class, you're not trying to go for that. The men that I want in here, the men that this show is for, are men trying to get to the top. The men that are going for the millions, the men that want to make $1 million and keep it. This is not for the inner city youths and stuff like that. I welcome the inner city youths in here that want to go to the top. But if you just wanna, if you just wanna be an average person, you just wanna be a regular person, you just wanna stay the same, the business class is not for you. I'm over here trying to share my experience with young men on what I've identified in society that helps put you at the top 1%. So if everyone is wearing or has, so basically, if all non-respectable people are the ones checking you out, strippers, people that steal, gangsters, all these kind of people, thugs, people that stand on street corners, they're the ones checking you out. You are starting at the bottom of society. You have no business with people, the quality of people that are trying to get into the business class. As a man, as a young man from business class, you should not be getting attention, or you should not have non-respectable people check you out. That's the advantage of wearing a suit and dressing well. When you dress well, right? When you dress well, non-respectable people don't check for you. Because why? They understand that based on how you're dressed, the time and effort you've put into your dressing, You have a certain standard for yourself. They will not try to check for you, right? And that's one of the reasons why you do not dress in such a way that you're styling at the bottom, because you will find out that people that are non-respectable are the ones checking out for you. And just like they say, like attracts like, like people like that, they understand each other. So they see you, they believe that the way you're dressed, you are associated with them, or you're with whatever you're whatever time or they're on, you're on the same time, and they will be checking out for you. But when you show up in a suit, right, and you see one of these, promiscuous or girls that live these alternate lifestyles, they will not, or a girl with a bull ring, piercings, and tattoos, or she's one of these punk rock, she's not going to check out for you. And that saves you a lot of headache. Another way to know that you're starting at the bottom, right, is that criminals and deviants of society, they dress like you. Look at, stop for a moment and take a look at the way you dress, right? Whenever you're done putting on your clothes and you're ready to be on the go, do you watch the news? Do you see the guy, the wanted person, the guy that the news correspondent is talking about, that just committed a crime and they're looking for him? Is he dressed like you? Do you look like one of those guys with the dreadlocks, with the blunt tips, with his pants sagging, below his behind, with his underwear showing, right? Wearing a hoodie with some overpriced sneakers, smelling of weed? Is that you? You're not a man of business class. You are not, because you are the bottom of society. When you're starting at the bottom of society, you look like the criminals. When you dress up, you put on your outfit, you put yourself together. The criminals are wearing the same things that you're wearing. The deviants of society, the people that perpetrate crime, they look just like you. And when it comes time for police to stop you over, don't be offended when they pull you over, because you look just like a suspect. You look like one of the people that just committed the crime. You fit the description, you fit the bill. The guy that just committed a crime is wearing one of those nudie jeans or Balmain jeans. You're wearing the same exact jeans. He's wearing the Balenciaga sneakers. You're wearing the Balenciaga sneakers. He has one of those t-shirts that has all kinds of messy writing on it. You're wearing the same thing. He has a hoodie on, you have the same thing. He's sagging his pants, you were sagging your pants. His boxes were showing, your boxes were showing. You guys are the exact same people. You fit the description. So they're gonna hold you for questioning, and they're gonna make sure you're not the person before they release you. That's embarrassing. You need to avoid that. If you're dressing like this, you're styling at the bottom of society, you need to stop. All right? Another way to know that you're styling at the bottom of society, okay, is that you get rejected at most high class, high end places. Have you ever seen one of those guys? They head to the club, and when they get to the front of the club, while you're walking in with your friends, because you're members of the business class, you guys are dressed nice, suit, shirt, everything well pressed, ironed, your shoe well polished, but they have to hold him back. They have to hold him at his own party bag, because most of them are dressed in the Timberland boots. They're wearing Jordan sneakers. They're wearing one of these ripped jeans and stuff like. They're not dressed like men. And these guys are in their late 20s, some of them in their 30s. They're even grown men in their 50s dressing like this. To each his own. But remember, if you're listening to this, you want to go to the top. So don't come here offended. I'm just pointing out the obvious. You don't see the president of the United States wearing ripped jeans. Okay? Leave that for kids. All that stuff is for the kids. Right? So that's how you know that you are styling at the bottom of society, because all these high class places, they reject you. High end places say no to you. When you go to buy cars, they reject you. They find a reason to say no to you, because why? You're not dressed up like a man, and they don't want to do business with a boy. Like sometimes me and some of my bona fide guys, me and Michael from Yanze, the owner of the biggest African restaurant here in Chicago, when we go out to the club and stuff like that, we don't have that problem. We don't have that problem at all. When we go to high-end places like Maple and Ash, we dress good, just want to go have a steak at Maple and Ash. We don't have a problem. They match us right in as soon as a matter of fact, when we walk to the door, nobody even says a word to us. When I'm hanging out with Saint, we go out for his birthday, we just go out to hang out for the evening. When Saint is Saint is an image stylist, he's an image consultant. Saint is an image consultant. he sells suits and stuff like that. And if I walk in there with Saints, nobody talks to us. They don't give us a word. Because why? We look like we belong. Not only do we do belong, because we're gonna go in there, we look good enough to be in there. We look equal or better than, like, dressed up wise, we look better than most people in there. And when we go in there, they know for sure that we're gonna front our bill. We're gonna foot the bill for whatever we decide to purchase. You, no matter how much money is in your pocket, if you don't look the part, nobody is gonna let you into these high-end places. Okay? Nobody's gonna let you into these high-end places. Nobody is gonna let you into high-class part of society because they don't want you around. You don't fit the bill. You don't look like you belong there. You're wearing all these, you're wearing all these rugged jeans and stuff. That you're dressed like a hoodlum. They don't want you there. They want classy men. It's high-class society. It's high-end spots. They want only high-end people there. So you gotta look like a high-end human being. You gotta look like you take yourself seriously. And when you don't do this, when you look like a hoodlum and you show up over here and you get rejected, that should be a sign to you that you are styling at the bottom of society. How else do you know you're styling at the bottom of society? You are not welcome when you arrive at places. You go to the club, when you get to the door, they're like, oh, we're at capacity. Have you ever gotten that before? They look at you, one of the guys, the manager or whatever, the guy, the event planner, he comes outside, scans you from head to toe, like, oh, we're full. You're starting at the bottom of society. When you always frequently get rejected when you show up to different venues, you're definitely starting at the bottom of society. Because when you look good, they match you right in. I remember one occasion, I walked to a club, I forgot the name of the club. It's on Orleans and something. Everybody was standing at the door, right? They were waiting to get in, but most of these guys were wearing Jordans, baggy jeans, just all the crap that you see in society today. As soon as I walked towards the door, the guy that is coordinating all the activities, the head of security, he called me to the side. He's like, "Hey, what's up? What do you want?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm just trying to get into the club." He's like, "Okay, yeah, step this way." He just matched me right into the club. He segregated me from the rest of the people and matched me right into the club. So, are you getting rejected? Are you not welcomed when you arrive at places? When you show up, just upon sight, when they see you, all of a sudden they're at capacity, the place is full, or they're closed for the night. They give you all these excuses. You are styling at the bottom of society. That's why they're rejecting you, because they know that you don't add any value. No matter how much money you have in your pocket, there's no value to be expected from you. There's more chaos to come from you than opportunity. That's why they don't let you into these places, because they have more to lose letting you in than letting you go. They don't care about your business. So now it's on you. What are you going to do about that? Are you going to keep standing at the bottom of society, or are you going to do better? That's on you. Um, the next point to know that you're standing at the bottom of society, okay, is that you don't attract but repel people. You repel people. Most of these points have already covered that. Everywhere you go, people run away from you because you look like trouble. You walk into the store, the people at the store don't want to talk to you because you could have an outburst at any moment. They just put a security on you. Security is just following you around. You see one of those guys with dreadlocks at the Louis Vuitton store, with the blonde tips and all that kind of stuff. Almost immediately, the people at the Louis Vuitton store could identify them as gang members or whatever. Once they walk in, they don't want to have conversation with them. They don't want their headache. They just put a security on them, or they call the police and tell them to be on alert. That's how you know you're styling at the bottom of this American society or any society in the world. Wherever you walk into, you repel people. People just don't want anything to do with you. People avoid you like a plague. When you show up, people go running. You walk into a grocery store, you look like trouble. People want to quickly ring up their stuff and run out. You pull up to the gas station, people are just exiting. Anywhere you show up, people don't want to be there. People don't want to say hi to you. You show up and someone is about to get in a cab, they see you, they just leave the cab for you. That's how you know you're standing at the bottom of society. People don't want to be affiliated with you because they see you as trouble. You're a big headache to deal with. You're too much for them. You're not worth their time. And that is a bad position to be in. That is how you know you're standing at the bottom of society. Do something about it and get better. The last fact that I have for you, the last point that I have for you to know that you're standing at the bottom of society is that nothing about you is powerful. You don't have control over anything. You cannot walk up to your manager and tell them, hey, I really don't appreciate that waitress, the way she talked to me, and they will address it right away. You don't go to a club and tell them, hey, that lady over there, I don't like her, she walked by and brushed me and my girlfriend, and your situation is attended to right away. Wherever you go to, there's nothing about you that's powerful. People look at you like another boy. They look at you like another kid. They don't take you seriously. You don't have no control. You don't have no power. You cannot finesse your way out of any. You cannot do anything meaningful that would clamor some, attention from people. People don't care about you. That's how you know you're standing at the bottom of society. You cannot do anything to put yourself in a position of power because not only, no matter how much money you have in your pocket, based on how you're dressed, people do not respect you. They look at you like you're a headache, you're too loud, you're too obnoxious, you're the kind to start a fight. They don't want your headache. They look at you, they know you're not powerful. They get ready for people like you. They go ahead and call the police, they put police in place, they put the security in place because they know any moment you're going to act up. That's how you know you're standing at the bottom of society. Because most of the time, let me tell you something about all these brand and misfit, the brand and labeling and stuff like that. You know why they promote some of these brands so much? Because it helps them identify the societal misfits. Like when you see a kid, they're wearing one of those oversized sneakers, their pants hanging, below their behind. They have their t-shirts up their back and their underwear showing. It helps the people that are running meaningful lives and being constructive in society identify you as the problem of the society. So when they see you dressed and you come around them, they already know who you are. They know your trouble. That's why they set those trends for you so that they can identify you. Take clue. They are not making all those clothing lines pop because they are the best. If they were the best, the president of the United States would be promoting it. Those are the worst of the society. They just want you wearing them so that they can identify you. It's like a marker. Once they see you, whether you're in a Benz, a Bentley, whatever kind of car you're in, they know that you're the troublemaker. So everybody starts running. They start getting ready to handle you. They start putting things in place to make sure that you don't cause trouble. They start rejecting you. They start pushing back. They avoid you. They don't compliment you. They don't give you attention. They don't treat you respectably. Nobody's checking out for you because you're wearing the marker for people that are known to be deviants of society. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about the video. Like, subscribe, dislike, do whatever you want, but the information is already out there in the air. Remember, when you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you attract good things to yourself. Take care. I'll see you on the next video, okay? I'm going back on Instagram. Join me on Instagram Live.